At this time, we're joined by Sporting Kansas City manager Peter Vermes. First question will go to Thad Bell with the Kansas City Soccer Journal.
Man, it's cold in here.
A little warmer than out there, though, Coach?
Sure.
Just what can you say about the team's performance in a difficult game?
I thought that we actually played really well. I thought we were very organized defensively. We didn't give anything away. There's one guy that can turn the game over, and he did. Outside of that, I thought we were really good. We had some really good opportunities. I can't say enough about our first performance, especially with such a young group and different guys being out in the field. It was good, really good.
Can you talk about some of those first performances, Jacob, Manu, Dejan?
Yeah, I think Jacob was very good. I think that never easy for a young kid like that to come into a game like this, especially in his first game. But so many different things happened, and I thought he was excellent. Positionally, he was good for the majority of the game, and for the majority of the game, he was good on the ball and everything else. So he was, you know, as I said before, when we signed him, I think he has a bright future, and tonight I think he showed why his potential is what it is. I think Dejan is in a really. I think he's a really good forward. I think he's got great movement off the ball. And it speaks a lot about when Manu comes into the team, you can see what he has, the vision, the technical ability to give the final pass, bring people into the game. But our guys still got to learn how to play with him because he knows how to create space for himself, and we're not on the same page yet. That'll happen. But the partnership that'll probably have between him and our forwards, and especially Dejan, will be very good. And Dejan has such a hunger for a goal, and he has great movement off the ball in relationship to the goal. It's nice to see because you can see the future of it as well. And the future is not years away. It's pretty close. But a lot of these guys are also trying to get 90 minutes fit and get. There's one thing to get 90 minutes fit, and there's another thing to be in form. And so we're working towards that as well.
Over here, just the moment from Messi there. I know you said guys like him can turn a match on his head, but do you feel like you guys handled him for the most part throughout the match?
You don't handle him. You just don't. You don't. You can see so many things that he does in the game that are just. And I don't mean this just, there's no disrespect to the rest of the players. He just does things at a level that it's the ball he tried to play at the end to Fafa Picoult. Like, you can see what he's doing, right? And he already saw it way before everybody else. I do think, though, that we were in a position to not allow him to get that opportunity. And we have to be better in those situations. But for sure, great opportunity for us to get better as a group, and especially as a team and a back line and just everything. But again, I can't say enough about the guys.
On that goal specifically, what do you think you guys could have done?
I just think like if out on the left there, we could have dropped back and we should have read the situation much earlier, because when Busquets opened up and the way he played the ball, you could see when he made separation with the ball, he's playing a long ball to the opposite side of the field. So it wasn't as if it was some unbelievable ball. It was a good ball for sure, but we should have read it earlier.
Peter, what does Messi do to your entire defense, not just the guys closest to him?
It's not just us, it's everybody. I mean, the whole world. Anybody who ever plays against him. He, like I said, he can change the game himself. And there's really not many players that you can say that about in the world's game. And over generations, there's just not a lot of them. Two of them happen to come from Argentina, him and Maradona. They could do that, and he can do that still, especially in this league.
Peter, I mean, every single season that you have, it's going to take a little while, I assume, to get your guys playing on the same page. But with this team in particular having, more new faces, at least in the starting 11 than typical, and getting some guys late, what are your expectations for, the first month, the first 6 weeks to get this process going?
Look, the way we play tonight, I mean, it's a huge step. Really, it is. We were in that game for sure. It wasn't as if they controlled the game or what have you. Like I said, we were very organized defensively. We created a lot of chances. In that we had good counterattacks, and I say good chances that way. at times we could have been a lot more patient in some of our counters, but I would rather at least us go fast to goal when we had the opportunity to do that like we did, and we did. But we'll get better with recognizing those situations as the season moves on, but we haven't even played a game in the league yet. And obviously our first game is away from home, so I think this is a really good competitive match for us to play to also start the league. My expectation is we got to be competitive, and each game we got to get better. But I'll say again, like our organization defensively, like if we would have played this game last year, I mean, we would have probably, and I don't mean that, I'm serious, we probably lost the game 3-0 because we'd have gave up easy chances, and this group fought really, really well.
Peter, Pablo was saying it's halftime in the middle of these two games now. You'll play again with them next week on Tuesday. How do you get the team to respond and overcome the deficit?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm focused on Austin, so that game will come after that.
Got one in the back.
Coach, the one thing you haven't mentioned are the conditions. How'd they affect you guys? Was it that big a deal? Because obviously the fans and media, we made it a big deal.
I actually think I don't think the players in the field really had a problem with it. And, you know, our grounds crew did an unbelievable job. Our field, if you looked at the game last night in Colorado, I mean, it was like ice skating. This is not at all like that. So our guys did a great job. Hats off to them. And I don't think that even Miami expected the field to be as good as it was for this time of year in this kind of condition. So, yeah, that wasn't an issue. I think it was more for everybody who wasn't playing. But the 22 players in the field, they handled it pretty well.
Peter, thank you very much for the time tonight.
Thank you.